Greetings, cyberspace. It is Harrison, your favorite cyber bitch here. I probably don't sound very enthusiastic. I've had a really rough fucking day. Um, so I'm going to introduce who we have with us. Hopefully we'll get an Irving or Six or Burnside better get his lazy redheaded ass on here.
His lazy bread-headed ass?
Yes.
Well, he's probably out buying a bunch of shovels.
He's probably out buying a whole bunch of that, snortable coca shit. So we have with us my baby brother, an American Kelp.
Heyo.
Why do you people keep calling me a fucking hoe? We have the Nano Reaper.
Hey, you fucktarded morons.
And we have the one, the only, he who can actually get me to tweet the president, Scooby331.
Hey. I'm still waiting for that picture of you and him.
It's not happening unless he flies my happy ass out to Chicago.
Oh, hell, I'll fly you out there if it's necessary.
All right, so how's everyone doing tonight?
It is what it is.
Okay.
Hanging in there.
Let me open up YouTube on another freaking thing. So, gee, how many freaking tabs do I have open?
Well, today, I've spent the last 2 days cleaning up my roommate's car.
It took 2 days?
Well, the thing is that she lets her 5-year-old do whatever the hell he wants in the car, pretty much. Then bitches at him, and then when it happens again, she's like, whatever. No. If I'm driving the car, we're not having this shit happen. I'm tired of him not wearing a seatbelt. He's going to wear a fucking seatbelt when we get the new car on Sunday. Because if he's not wearing the seatbelt, we're not going anywhere. I don't care who gets late.
Can't we just, like... Remember when you could spank children? And they would do what you told them to do?
I'm the type that does it and doesn't give a fuck. I actually have spanked him for not wearing his seatbelt in the middle of his daycare parking lot.
I never got spanked.
I pulled the car over and spanked him. No, your dad did the Sicilian thing of grabbing you by the ear or the hair and, dragging you over and saying, you see what you did? You don't do this anymore. And then swatted you on the nose with a rolled up newspaper like a little puppy.
No, the hair part you're right about. His thing, what he would do is he'd yell my name, like he'd say it first low, then he'd say it low again. Then the third time he'd scream my name at the top of his lungs, grab me by the hair, and put his fingers in my face 3 times. His 3 fingers. 3 times I call your name. 3 times. Then, because he used to wear all those rings, he would wrap me up the side of the head with his pinky ring. Like, not hard, like he'd tap it on my head, like that. Like, 3 times! I told you, 3 times! And that was the thing. Like, he called my name no matter where I was in the house. I had till the second time he called my name to get to that part of the house. That was how it worked. And that was it. Like, whenever we would go meet somebody, like, he'd call me over. He'd go like this. Come here. And I'd walk over and say, this is a friend of mine. Introduce yourself. And you know what? He wouldn't even say introduce yourself. He'd just say, this is a friend of mine. And I'd go up to him. I'd introduce myself, say my name. Say, hello, sir. It's very nice to meet you. Okay, that's enough. Come here. And I'd just go and stand next to him. And that was it. I wasn't allowed to talk again until he told me to talk to the man again. Like, if the guy asked me something, he'd say to me, answer him. And that was it. That's the way I was raised.
Well, I was raised with spankings and taking toys away. And according to my aunt, taking toys and not letting me do things was the best thing, and it worked. That if you gave me a spanking, I'd just look at you and go, okay, whatever, and do whatever it was again. So my roommate wanted me to clean out the car so we could get it swapped out for a different car because a friend of hers owns a shitload of cars and he's giving us one that's better because this one is dying. So yesterday I took my time in getting where the kid had taken rolling pen, ballpoint pens and drawn all over the actual fabric upholstery. Thank God for rubbing alcohol. So, I spent like half an hour doing that. And this is out in the middle of the sun. So I go inside to cool down for a little while, come back out, spray down the upholstery really, really well with Resolve odor eliminator. Get that done. By this time, it's actually time for me to go pick her up from work. So I go do that. I come over to my aunt's again, and I clean the house, and then I start cleaning the car. I get all the trash out. I cleaned off the windshield and the driver's side window. And I vacuum out the car, and I spray more Resolve odor eliminator. And I had texted her yesterday saying, I'm working on getting the car cleaned out. No more eating or smoking in the car. And she said, okay. I'm like, that includes the kid. She goes, okay. So today I reminded her no eating or smoking in the car. I said, and your responsibility is to clean out the glove box, the trunk, and the consoles in the car. Because I'd done the hard work. She can do the easier work. So I go pick up the kid. Then I go pick her up so we can go to the sheriff's trunk or treat. We do that. The kid starts getting cranky. And she's like, we need to go to a gas station to put air in the tire. And I was like, okay, so I'm trying to go to the nearest fucking gas station. She goes, oh no, I want you to go to this one. And I'm like, we're on a tire that you're saying is, like near the rim, and you're wanting me to drive further the fuck away. Okay, this shit's on you. So I drive over there. The kid's being annoying. Won't sit back in his seat and everything, and can't just take my cane and beat him with it in the car, because his mom wouldn't like that much.
Sounds kinky.
Hey, Wolfie.
Hey.
So we finally get food for the kid, and they had gone inside, and I was waiting in the car. And so we get back in the car, and she hands him, I see him eating some french fries in the back seat. I was like, you better not drop those in the car. And, then he asks for his Happy Meal, and she gives him the whole damn thing with the food in it too, instead of just handing him the fucking toy. And I was like, I told you, no eating in the car. And she's like, oh, I'll clean it up. I was like, you better fucking clean it up. And so I go to back out, and I'm driving, and I turn to look at the kid to make sure he wasn't eating. And sure enough, he's fucking eating. She's like, what is your issue today? I was like, I have spent the last 2 fucking days cleaning out this car. I get it nice and clean. I clean it with fucking rubbing alcohol, grease lightning, and goddamn Resolve. I said no food in the car, and I don't want any fucking food in the goddamn car. So she's like, it's my fucking car. So I slammed on the brakes into, one of those, the like wide yellow lined areas. So I slam on the brakes, pull in there, put it in park, grab my shit, go to open the door, and the door handle pops off.
Oh, man.
So I finally get that open, and I'm getting out. The kid's in the backseat, bawling his eyes out. Katrina's like, you're scaring my kid. You're scaring my kid. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I really don't care. I finally get my phone, my vape, my purse, and I get out the car, and I start walking. She's like, get back in the car, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not hearing it. I'm walking. Because seriously, at that point, if I had gotten back in the car and she had said anything, I probably would have smashed her head into the dashboard. So for me, the best thing for me to do was to get out and move away from the situation. So she drives off finally, and I call a friend of mine to pick me up, and he can't do it. I don't find that out until later. I call my aunt to see if I can stay the night, and I tell her what's going on. She's like, well, the best thing for you that you did was walking away from the situation. And so I'm walking down the road, I'm venting to her. My roommate's calling me, our neighbor is calling me. I'm not fucking answering. I get a text from her saying, you broke my door. I don't care. I have Gorilla Hot Glue at the house. Do you think I really care? I broke the fucking door. Scooby, shoot the trains.
Why? I'm not near any trains right now.
Oh, something just made really loud sound. Oh, my brother's near a train.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm actually inside. You only hear the trains at what time is it? It's 10:28. Yeah, the train isn't gonna come for about another 7 minutes.
Okay. So she finally comes back, and my aunt's on her way to come get me. She's even packing up the cat. She's packing up my emotional support animal. And
So she took the pussy with her, huh?
Yeah, my aunt brought the pussy with her. And Katrina comes back with our neighbor Kyrell, because I'm not answering their phone calls. I'm not replying to any text messages. And Kyrell comes over, and she walks in front of me. I have my aunt on the phone, and I have because of my dad, I just haven't uninstalled it. I have this phone recording device or app on my phone. And so I was kind of glad at that moment I had it, because my neighbor Kyrell, she's like, come on, get back in the car. Everything's cool. Everything will be fine. And I'm like, I need a night away. I was like, God, when was the last time I asked for a fucking night away? And she's like, no, you deserve it. I was like, and I had told her what happened. And, she understood. She's like, well, at least, come back to the house and get your stuff instead of walking down the road or making your aunt come all the way down here. I was like, you're not leaving until my aunt has picked me up. She goes, deal. Because I wasn't risking the chance of blowing up again and doing something even more stupid. So I drove to the apartment, got my stuff, accidentally left my headphones. And I get in the car. Before that, my roommate is apologizing completely. And I'm like, I really can't respond to you much right now. I am too fucking angry. And, I was like, I spent 2 days cleaning this damn car so we could trade it out. And she's like, I know. Okay. I've got to know who the hell is making that noise. Who has, like, the NASCAR track next to their house or next to the microphone?
Not me.
We know it's not Scooby. Okay, baby brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're playing, or if a window is open, which I don't think any of the windows in your apartment open. Turn off the sound.
I don't have any sound going on.
Well, something is making a loud sound, and it's driving me up the fucking wall.
I think that's your
I'll be right back.
fan.
No, it's not my fan, because I'm hearing it through the computer, not at my computer.
Well, there are no bars coming from my side except for when I talk.
No, I heard it again, and it popped up your avatar. That's why I'm calling you out. You may not hear it, but I'm hearing it.
If I don't hear it, then what am I supposed to do about it? I don't even know what to do.
We'll figure out what it is. Like, I don't know. We'll get TeamViewer or something, and I'll rummage through your fucking computer. Maybe you need to get all that porn off of there. So I went and rode back eventually with my aunt. But while I was waiting for my aunt to show up, my roommate's like, well, just so you know, you scared my kid bad enough that he swears up and down he's not going to eat in the car anymore. And she's like, don't you think that's funny? I was like, yeah, actually I do. I'm just in too much pain and too angry to really laugh. Because when I jumped out of the car finally, because I kept twisting wrong, I hurt my back even worse. So I get back to my aunt's house finally, and mind you, my roommate still texting me apologizing. And we already made plans. Kyrell's gonna drive to work, take the roommate to work in the morning, and then come here, and I'll drive Kyrell back to home. And I'm loving on the cat in the car on the way here. And then after I'm here for a few minutes, I'm trying to get the internet set up, I get a text from my roommate. Now, mind you, I had been nagging her to finally start cleaning up her room and putting her son's shit in there so I can take over his room. Well, she gives me a text, says, if it will help, Sunday after we get up, we can convert my son's room into your room, if that helps. She goes, I feel horrible and I'm really sorry. Mind you, in her house, I have no privacy. None whatsoever. The only time I have privacy is when I'm home alone, and that's very rare as of late because I'm constantly running around and dealing with people, so my anxiety gets up and I start freaking out, and eventually I blow up like I did today. I said, honestly, I think that would help a bit. It's one of the many things that I had been holding back about. She says, okay, so we'll do it Sunday after some rest. I said, okay, sounds good. So I'm finally going to get my fucking room. I can set up my sewing table, leave it up, have my sewing machine up, and I can start doing videos of me sewing. Because I've been told people would love to see that. I don't know why. There's plenty of sewing videos up there, but hey, people want to see me sew. I'm all for it. Oh, and baby brother Optimus Christ says it's the goddamn fan on the computer.
Mine's not going.
Well, I hear what sounds like a foghorn or the horn of a train when the sound happens.
I just hear yours.
No, mine does a steady run like that. It doesn't do this foghorn sound. Sometimes it'll get, like a bit deeper or stronger sound, but it doesn't get high pitched the way that sound was. Optimus Prime says, not now it isn't, but the moment it does, sounds like a train. Clean the dirt out of your tower for Doug's sake. Shit. Actually, me and my brother both have a laptop. I don't take apart laptops, and I'd already planned on having my uncle take this apart and clean it out. And it sounds like my brother needs to have the same thing done to his. So what's good with you, Nano? Because I know Scooby's still AFK.
Oh, nothing. I'm reminding people that they really shouldn't commit crimes in Malaysia.
Why? Because over there they'll just straight up kill you?
Yeah, basically. There's this one guy I'm getting in a discussion with online, and he says, oh, she'll just sign a plea deal. And I'm like, there are no plea deals in Malaysia. and they actually get a kick out of executing Westerners because of the fact that they look at it as people that come to Malaysia from other countries think that they don't have to play by Malaysian laws, and they don't care. They're quite simply, they don't give a fuck. You kill somebody in Malaysia, which happened. This British lady, she was 62. She allegedly stabbed her husband to death. They'd been there for 11 years, so there's no excuse for that. And the thing is this is not the first high-profile case I have seen happen in Malaysia. There was an Indian and a white dude that were smuggling drugs through Malaysia, and they were caught and they were hung. And the world got pissed off about it. I personally say scum is scum, and stretch the neck. I'm not losing any sleep over it. And this lady, if she's convicted, they're going to hang her. There's just no way around it. Hell, if you smuggle fish illegally, like live fish that are endangered, out of Malaysia, and they catch you, they will kill you. If you are smuggling drugs, they will kill, and they catch you, they will kill you. If you were smuggling weapons and they catch you, they will kill you. If you were performing acts of piracy in the streets and they catch you, they will kill you. They won't even bother with a trial. Their Navy will just gun you down with a heavy machine gun. So it's because they have one of the busiest waterways in the world. So this lady, it was like 62, and she killed her husband. I have to say, probably did. I mean, she's practically caught with a knife in her hand. And then you've got these people. Oh, they'll just make a plea deal and do a lesser charge. And I'm like, there are no lesser charges. There's no such thing as manslaughter in Malaysia. Murder is fucking murder. So they're just like, oh no, we're gonna if they convict her, they'll probably hang her within a month of her being convicted. And the British can cry all they want, but I mean, if Margaret Thatcher couldn't get them to not hang somebody, the current weak ass British government's not going to get them to not hang anybody.
Someone committed murder and the Brits are up in arms because the Malaysians want to hang the person?
Oh, they haven't been convicted yet. But yeah, a 62-year-old lady was arrested for killing her husband. And what's going to happen, and you hear these people arguing about it now on Facebook about, well, they'll just offer a lesser plea. I'm like, no, they won't. They will just fucking hang her. There is no lesser plea to be given there.
I mean, let's be real about this. They want to talk equality. Lesser plea because of her age. That's senior discrimination. She's healthy. Hey, fucking, she's found guilty. Let her swing.
Well, no, there's only one. There is no pleas. In Malaysia, there is no pleas. They just fucking kill you. They view public execution as a legitimate deterrent.
I agree. That's something I agree with him on. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think we'd have as much problems with child molesters, let's say, if we started crucifying pedophiles. Seriously. If you
I want public execution back.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. That's the next group also that the left is courting to normal size. It is pedophilia.
No.
Hey, I don't have to make this shit up. It's out there.
Oh no,
I know it's out there.
Yeah.
But I consider myself pretty far left. But even I'm like, no. I went to a local bookstore, and for their LGBTQ what the fuck ever, they had the P at the end, and I just looked at them and said, adding that P makes you a criminal. Remove it.
And they don't care. Because the vast majority of the left has lost their fucking minds.
Well, was it P for pansexual or was it P for pedo?
P's for pedo.
Wasn't there also a P for pan?
I think so.
There used to be.
Used to be? What the hell happened to it?
Because they don't consider that as being actually part of the gay community.
Yeah, because to me, pansexual is a cop-out. You really, if you can't define what the fuck you're into, nah, there's something wrong there. Look, I got a friend on Minds. He goes under the handle Horace Man. Horace Man has a specific fetish for anime girls sleeping inside of Subway sandwiches. All right, now if Horace can define his shit, nah, those pansexual people got no reason to hide behind that. They're kitty diddlers.
Here's the thing: if you want to fuck a pot, pan, toaster, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're just weird. And leave my cast iron fucking shit alone, motherfucker. And my speckleware. No, but that's the thing is these guys are fucking nuts. But the thing is, the left is has gotten to the point of it's wanting to actually normalize all of this shit. So, ooh. And it is so they can attract voters. I mean, that's the thing. They want to. They're alienating. They're making the assumption people won't walk away from the fucking party. So what they're doing is they're creating this shit stain that's completely worthless. And the thing is more people that try and that say, well, I'm a leftist, but I don't support this. You vote Democrat, you're supporting it. Period. The end. That's all there is to it. Because the big party, the heads of the party, have basically refused to disavow stuff like Antifa, BLM, the violence, the pedophilia, the homosexuality, and the weirdness. And so therefore, it's the same thing as Muslims saying, I'm not fucking a terrorist, but they're not providing intel to troops and are hiding the bomb builders. It's the same level of complicity. So,
the thing that it is, a lot of people don't realize is a lot of what the right is there's a lot of people with morals on the right. That's the reason that these halfwits, the Democrats, they're weaponizing all of these immoral freaks, for lack of a better term. And the sad thing is, I stream with everybody. Like Tara said, she's on the left. I lean very left on a lot of my beliefs. I've always said this. I'm a progressive. I'm a New Yorker. That's how we are. I try to lean, I tend to lean a lot more right on certain things. My thing is this diversity shit that they've been pushing. I always say the same thing. Why do you got to show up in a neighborhood that's been the same way for 3, 4, 9 generations? Why do you got to change it? What is the point to it? Well, we need diversity. Why? The fuck do we need these people to be diverse for? Leave them alone. Where we live is diverse. Why the fuck do we got to change other people's neighborhoods? I don't want people coming into New York and start, no offense to anyone from Nebraska, I don't want them to start filling New York with like tons of people from Nebraska. No offense to those folks, but they're not from my, where I'm from. I wouldn't feel comfortable living amongst them. If they started moving them in their en masse. Why the fuck are we going to start bringing people from where I live and start dropping them in droves in these other neighborhoods? That's why I get into arguments with people about this diversity shit. Like, if a place diversifies naturally, mazel tov, good for them. This forced diversity shit is for the birds. It's social engineering. Again, it's we know better than you. You're stupid. We're smart. Listen to us. If you don't listen to us, you're a racist. You're this. You know what all those terms racist, misogynist, homophobe, fuck the big words. What they're saying is, you're a caveman. We're more evolved than you. We gave you fire. Shut your mouth, or we won't give you the wheel. That's what these people are saying. That's what when they use all those labels, it's just fancy ways of saying we're smarter than you, we're better than you. That's all that is. It drives me nuts. I hear it all day.
And the thing is, though, New York produces nothing. It is a. I mean, are there even factories still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. The left has gotten anywhere the left comes and basically shits all over the world, it becomes a consumer economy. Because I'm pretty sure the clothing districts have closed down.
Oh no, it's all local. See, that's the thing. New York has internalized our it's really really weird actually. Like a lot of the people around here will be wearing all designer brand name clothes, but it's all made locally in Chinatown because no one wants to pay the prices that you would get in the actual stores. So everyone buys their shit in Jamaica Avenue. They go up to certain spots in Harlem, certain spots in Brooklyn, certain spots down in Chinatown itself. Everyone shops there, so the local economy is actually supported by all of the counterfeit clothing and goods that are made here. You still have things like DK New York, like Donna Karan New York, which is made here. You have to realize everything you're thinking of, it's shit you would never see or touch, not because you don't have the money, but because you have the sense not to spend upwards of exorbitant amounts of money on useless shit you could buy without that name for a fraction of the price. You're paying to wear someone else's name. That's why I always point it out to my nephews. It's stupidity. Oh, I got these new Nikes for $250. You're an asshole. Look at my champions. They're the same fucking shoe, and I paid $20. I paid 10%. I paid less than 10% than you did on those shoes. It's the same fucking shoe.
The Nikes are just built in sweatshops in fucking China anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, but a lot of things is a lot of heavy industry has left New York.
Yeah, we still have Cutco knives up in Oneonta. You still have the Genesee Brewery.
But those are all outside of the 5 boroughs.
You're right with the 7 at this point. I consider Long Island the other 2 boroughs because of how urban it's become.
Yeah, so I mean, you've still got industries, but those industries are in other parts of the state. I mean, in reality, most of what you have in New York city itself is the consumer.
Yeah, I think that the one main industry we may still have, because they kept saying it was shut down, and what it was, I think that, national security is what it is. I think that it was one of those things where they went like skunk works again, because I live right by Northrop Grumman. That's the one big main industry we still have here. And see, I think that they're back to doing internalized R&D, because again, it's the buildings are still there, they're still running, they're still operational. I still see people coming and going. Yeah, but you know as well as I do, that's the government, so who the fuck knows?
Everyone's still there?
I mean, I was going to point out, even New York's port, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't what it used to be. Most of the actual shipping on the East Coast comes through Jersey now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The same thing with LA. Nothing ever was really made in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and besides, everyone will go through San Diego anyway. It's just, it was a better port.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's most of the shit now comes through the Gulf, but
Yeah. Well, now that's because, excuse me, wasn't it Louisiana? Weren't they the ones that in the 70s that they got that infrastructure package in that state, and they started to do all the retrofits to the docks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, Texas and Louisiana, basically, um, they're the amount of shit that they move through those two ports is an order of magnitude larger than either East Coast or West Coast port. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
90,
also,
90%
through
of the
Louisiana,
total-
Mississippi is, of course, the Mississippi River, and that's still a major transport.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's probably what Nano was getting at. It's actually probably more sound fiscally to bring shit into the Gulf, specifically because you then have access to the Mississippi River and the Erie Canal. You have access to basically. It's the cheapest way to bring in goods would probably be through the Gulf. That's probably why the Gulf is
also the
booming.
terminus. It's also the Gulf is also the terminus for massive amounts of pipelines for crude and natural gas. So, and let's not forget we actually export natural gas.
Oh yeah.
Ironically, some of it to the Middle East.
Yeah, that's because they're stingy with their shit. Okay, so
No,
who's
that's
ready to
because
watch?
they don't have the tech to actually recover it.
So
Yeah.
who's ready to watch skinny Chinese chick, American Chinese, shovel food down her throat, and we do commentary.
All right. One second. Actually, I just wanted to get back to something that Nana was saying before I forget. In regards though to what you were saying about the Gulf Coast, you should really invest in the heavy industry when you get a chance, Nano, because the Gulf Coast, you think it's booming now. Once he starts building that wall, where do you think they're going to get all of that shit to build it from?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, also the fact that he revitalized the pipeline. And the pipeline that's gonna right there make us more money.
I'm telling you, wait till after November. January, you better have all your shit together, brother, because the fiscal quarter, the starting of the new year, is going to be booming. I want to be right now, gentleman's bet. I'll bet you a glass bottle Coca-Cola that he's going to announce. Let's say, I think the election's the 8th. I think he's going to announce on the 9th the infrastructure plan that they're going to be doing with the wall. That's the time. Get a pen and paper, write down the names of everyone he talks about in his speeches following that, and invest. Do yourself a favor because it's going to be enormous.
Well, I already have my absentee ballot right here for my Florida.
All right, cool. Just remember, you got to mark R.
No, I'm already marked as a Democrat, but
that's fine as long as you vote right across the board. You could.
No. No, as it is for state senate, I plan on voting in a woman doctor. I'd rather, at least a doctor make decisions when it comes to medical stuff, which, most of these people that are already trying to do that have no fucking idea about the medical costs.
So it's bad enough you got the dual time zones. Now you want to have cry closets in the doctor's office. I got you. All right, hey, I'll go with it. Whatever.
All right. So I have the sound going for me to hear so I can tell you what Raina is saying.
All right.
This is actually pre-episode 1. After the show, I will be taking Raina's YouTube link and putting it into the description. So please go like and subscribe to Raina. She is actually really amazing. I follow her on Twitter. And I found out that my town actually has eating competitions, and she's slowly making her way across America. And I'm hoping she'll come here because we've got a bunch of eating competitions. So I sent her a link to those eating competitions.
She naturally blonde?
No. You can obviously tell that she dyes it.
Well, no, I don't know, because a lot of these videos I've been watching lately from that guy Robert Sefa, he's got like these blonde-haired, blue-eyed people in Mongolia and like the different parts of the Chinese steppes. It's kind of wild looking.
All right, here she's doing an Ironman challenge.
She's cute. Bet your feet stink. Them small, usually small, nice-looking Chinese women
12
got
egg
smelly
omelet
feet.
with chili and beans, 1 hour limit, 2 huge biscuits, and scalloped potato fries.
Good lord.
And it only takes her 3 minutes and 7 seconds to eat this shit?
Oh, she fast forwards it. It actually takes her a bit longer.
She's got to have the metabolism of a shrew.
Mm-hmm.
In case you couldn't see, the biscuits and potatoes were so dry, she had to smother everything with ketchup.
Yeah, that's the excuse my brother would always use.
Well, that's tactical on the restaurant. They don't actually want to give you the shit for free. They want you to pay like 30 or 40 bucks for it. So they give you dry potatoes and they give you dry biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's releasing the power. I had to undo my bra and unbutton my pants, like how Kimpachi takes off the eye patch for extra power.
She's an
That's
anime
awesome.
fan too?
Yes, she likes anime too.
Oh, Lord, I hope she comes here.
Reference.
Baby brother, she has a boyfriend. He's Japanese.
Rolls eyes
Fuck.
and realizes that, God, they haven't made decent anime in 15 years, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't eat for a day, I could probably power through that myself. But I also am probably at least 3 times her size. So
Raina doesn't think she's going to be able to finish, and she's only 13 minutes in. She has like 45 minutes left.
she ate all that in 13 minutes? My God.
Yes.
What she should do, what I always used to do, is I'd stretch and try and, stand for a few minutes on my toes. Oh, is that Scungielli?
Yeah.
Cool. Reminds me of my childhood.
Again, remember, I will be putting Raina's link in here. You can go and search Raina Wong on YouTube. I mean, she's been doing some competition eating for years, but she decided to start making this actually professional. So most of the money she makes and everything is from eating competitions or eating challenges. Like some places have, if you can finish this in such amount of time, you get $250 or something like that. All right, Bull Demon Cafe Spicy Beef Noodle Challenge.
Ah, cool. A gay couple peddling shit.
Yeah, we're getting ready to skip the ad.
All right, cool.
Oh, no, not those guys. Those guys always show up anywhere.
That Japanese guy's a lucky bastard. I just gotta say that.
Never had an Asian girl myself.
Neither have I.
Cracked up to be.
Never been with a Scandinavian girl either.
She has 30 minutes, and she has to sign a waiver.
Their addictions to fucking red bottom shoes will put most people in the fucking poorhouse.
Who, the Scandinavian girls?
No, Asian girls.
Red bottom shoes? What's that?
Tara, educate your little brother.
I have no idea what the fuck red bottom shoes are. Probably because I don't give a shit about shoes, really.
Christian Louis Vuitton, aka you paid far too much fucking money for this shit.
Yeah, I don't care about shoes.
A pair will set you back like $700-800.
Jeez.
8 points.
And this is like supposed to be some deadly spicy shit that she's eating?
Yeah.
Now, does she have to eat all of the broth too?
Yes.
Damn. And she's such a small girl. That's the thing that puts me away.
She runs 10 miles a day and still goes to the gym.
You know, there's another guy I watch. He's Chinese. His name's Mikey Chen. He has a channel called Strictly Dumpling. Even though, you know, he's a small Chinese guy, he's a bodybuilder. If you look at him, he's actually like cut. And that's the thing. He goes to these competitive eating places, eats like a maniac, and then goes to the gym and burns it off.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have it come in, it's going to, you know.
Yeah.
And they gave her a free slushie, and she could not finish it. That's her boyfriend.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess he's either Navy or Marine. Just from how close he's got it on the temples.
I know guys that just like it that way.
Well, he's also wearing BCGs.
Yeah.
And nobody wears those. Well, no, wait. Hipsters are now wearing those goddamn things.
The husky you're seeing is her Princess Nala.
Cool. There's actually another competitive eater I used to watch. His name was Furious Pete. He's, ironically, he's another bodybuilder. Big son of a bitch.
Until somebody can actually touch, I'm not impressed until somebody breaks Andre the Giant's beer drinking record.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, the man was literally a giant, so.
What was it, like 128 beers in 6 hours?
Yep.
Oh, something like that. Something like insane.
Okay. If you buy a fucking Porsche that color, I will personally come and fucking put a hammer through your head. Because a teal Porsche is just disgusting.
All right, so she's about to eat a fully loaded 4-foot, 5-pound burrito, or 4.5-pound burrito, and she has 1 hour, and it looks like it's
She's gonna have the shit so bad.
Oh, she talks about that in a later episode, where she literally almost immediately after she eats, she goes, because so much food is going in, and she doesn't really take the time to let it process.
Damn.
I would like to point out her shirt is completely out of scale.
Yeah.
The Akira class is nowhere near as big as that Galaxy class, and that Akira class is bigger than the Akira class, but more correctly scaled to the Galaxy class.
But I also want to let you guys know that these are the early episodes. I decided to go all the way to the beginning, where she, tries to eat nice and neat. She doesn't learn a lot of tricks. Like, she later learns that drinking hot water with breads and meats helps to melt it down. Any other video you see her eating like a burrito or something, she rips into it with her fucking hands.
I'd like to point out she did that in 5 minutes.
Damn. About the ships, if they were to scale, they probably wouldn't be able to fit as many ships on the shirt.
Well, if you did it to scale to the Galaxy
she ate that entire burrito in 7 minutes.
Let's see. That's impressive.
And that was with a knife and fork. Imagine if she had used her hands.
Well, as much chili con carne as they put on top of that, I don't think you could have used your hands.
If she was a Republican president, CNN would probably be running a story about how she ate a burrito with a knife and fork.
No, she would have raped the burrito with a knife and fork.
She got a gift card to the restaurant, and I think they took a photo to put on their Hall of Fame. Yeah, $30 gift card.
Yeah, which, and of course you don't have to pay for that fucking 4.5.
No, she doesn't.
Because I'd like to use that $30 gift card I just won to pay for this $35 burrito I just ate.
Let's see.
For those just joining us, we are watching Raina Wong videos, doing some commentary. You can search for Raina Wong on YouTube, or after the show, I will be putting the link to her YouTube and her Twitter into the description. She actually will like and or respond to your comments on Twitter. Okay, so.
Oh, no funnel cake challenge?
I don't know.
Well, no, it was up there.
I will get to it.
We're not watching all of these, are we?
No, we're not going to watch every single one.
Wow. No, what I'm watching actually really quick, I just clicked it on. I've seen this one before. Check this out. I'm going to show you guys really quick. This is that guy I was telling you about, Furious Pete. I forget, where the hell did they go for this? Let me look. Hopefully he puts it in the description. Here we go. It's somewhere in London. It's the world's hottest pizza. And this looks insane because he's sitting there and he's with like these people who are regulars from London. And yeah, check this out.
I highly doubt a pizza in London is the hottest pizza in the world.
Well, you got to check this out. Obviously, I'm not going to put the volume on because, you know, we don't need to hear this. But, okay, there we go. My computer's slow. Now, this is Pete right here leaning into the camera. And they got to sign a waiver and do all that sort of shit. Now, these are locals. The guy in the red jacket and this chick here, they eat this pizza regularly. Watching Pete, because I seen this guy eat before, like competitively, watching his reaction when he starts eating this pizza, it's priceless. They got subtitles. Oh, closed captions. Awesome. I don't look at all those peppers.
That one guy looks like he's about to fucking choke to death.
This is his channel. And I'll give these English credit. My God, this guy in the red jacket, like it's nothing in her. Oh my God, I seriously, if I wasn't married. That was amazing. Watching her just power through that. And look at him. He's, yeah, pizza. Oh my God, tell me she's going to eat his. Oh,
She
no
is.
way. Boom. And Pete is done. That's so cool.
It's those just look like habanero peppers.
I think it's habanero, it's ghost peppers, it's a couple of different ones on there. Like hers had all of them, and she just muscled through that. I think what it was from what I watched a video earlier. This is a while ago. I'm going off of memory. She's like naturally immune to capsaicin, so it doesn't bother her. She can actually eat it, and it doesn't really affect her like it would like this poor bastard here. That's crazy.
Oh, she's got a tear.
Pete looks like he needs his last rites. This Englishman finally looks like it's starting to hit him after eating the whole pie. But she just like basically she killed half his pie in that, so that's amazing. But you should definitely check out Pete's channel.
I'll take a look if it comes across my my suggested videos. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get this thing to stop to downsize a little bit. My computer's mad slow. So it's going to take a while for it to go down. I like to go back to a normal screen.
I'll just present to everyone and
okay, here we go. No, that's fine. I wanted to do this anyway. Like here, really quick, just look. Here's his. Well, look at some of this shit that this crazy bastard does. 200 McNuggets. Like you can. Just the stuff he does is amazing. He eats a 2-pound burger in under 1 minute.
Well,
that's crazy.
That's a 2-pound burger. Raina's about to eat a 5-pound burger.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see this. Yeah, considering this guy's bigger than me, he looks like he's about 6'4", so, and he's got to be at least 2 1/4. And it's
now, most of these videos take place with Raina in her hometown or in her home state of California.
Mm-hmm.
Where they do have a lot of places that have food challenges.
Yeah.
She's getting the 5-pound #this burger. No one's defeated it before.
Really quick before she sits to eat, my wife will not let me compete in these things.
Why? Because you'd win?
Well, yeah, no, because I constantly was going in and doing them over and over. Just, it didn't matter to me because, I have to pay for the meal anyway, but it was just, all that food. And she's like, would you stop doing it? Because they would come over and film us eat, and I didn't care, but she would get all pissed off.
Okay, so she has to eat a 5-pound burger smothered in chili in 17 minutes.
Wonder how many pounds was the burger I ate.
This is where she started learning to really, eat.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's funny because the Chinese, if I recall, they actually invented competitive eating. No, you're familiar with that, right? How the emperors back in the day, they would have like that 10,000 course feast. They'd sit there and they would just parade food past them for like days on end.
Can't imagine it being during Mao.
It wasn't during Mao. No one eats during Mao.
Over here, that's the top bun that they have moved to the side.
Gotcha.
They're eating everything protein first.
And then the carbs.
Exactly. You can hear this black woman in the background commenting the entire time. Unfortunately, Raina's drink glass is in the way. In most of her other videos, the later videos, she ends up getting her own table. and she's learning how to do it from this person for the most part, because he's been doing more competitive eating than she has. See,
I'll be honest.
He's already on the top bun.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just watching them eat it the way that they're eating it. It's almost like watching gluttons.
Yeah. In most of her other videos, she'll give a warning of really messy eating.
Yeah, like I'm actually. I hate saying this. I'm actually having trouble watching it. Not like it's not that they're eating messily. That's not what bothers me. I mean, you know, I was at one point trying to go into the Marines, so a lot of the guys I was around tended to be a little bit on the rough side. But it's the amount of food that they're putting away. It's the excess of it, I guess. I don't know. My God, I'm starting to sound like an old man. It's sinful, I tell you. Oh my God, if Burnside was here, he'd be ranting and raving about the gluttony and the hedonism and the sodomy.
Yeah, he couldn't go a whole day without saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd almost be willing to bet $100 he couldn't go a whole day without saying it and nobody tell him.
I'm not taking that bet. I'm not giving you the donation.
Like, nobody tell him there's a bet and see how long.
I don't have, no.
You don't.
My pudding couldn't go an hour without saying sodomite.
Yeah.
He was like said, you don't have $100 to lose.
You know, the best thing is when I tell people, like when they ask me about it, and I explain to them, no, he's not. It's not anything homophobic. He's actually speaking in a biblical sense. And people always they pause when I say that. They're like, "What?" And I explain, yeah, he's actually really Catholic. He's talking in the biblical sense, and they're like, "Oh, no one uses that
Catholic?
term." Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah,
No.
Burnside's Catholic.
He's very Catholic. Oh my God, he's uber Catholic.
Don't know much about actual Burnside. Don't even know much about his YouTube personality.
They're exactly the same. There's no difference really. He'll ham it up a little bit when we're on camera, but otherwise, that's actually how he pretty much is all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's crazy shit. He'll say crazy outlandish shit. The first thing.
All right. So the guy finished in 7 minutes 20 seconds. Raina finished in 10 minutes 12 seconds. Well, 12:14.
All right. So
I would like to point out they both cheated there.
How did cheat?
Because the wall said 32-ounce beer. Those were not beers. And every drinks beer knows beer is more filling than soda.
yeah.
Well, they were actually drinking water, not soda.
I thought it was Zima. I figured Derek Alley. You know?
No, it was water.
No, she said that was Sprite. Finishing in Sprite. But
that's how they can burp.
No. The contest was they didn't beat the contest because the contest was 32 ounces of beer, as well as that 5-pound burger. I call foul.
Okay, here's another one. She has her own merchandise. You can go to rainaiscrazy.com to order her t-shirts, stickers, signed prints, pretty much anything. She tends to do a lot of these with by herself, but there's a few where she's with other competitive eaters. Sometimes she can, or most of the time, she can get into the kitchen to watch the food being made. Other times, she cannot. I love it when you can watch the food being made.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what she's going to be eating is bread with a salad and some meat.
Cool.
Look at the size of this patty. And 16 slices of cheese. More lettuce. Tons of pickles. The bun gets the secret sauce. And then there's even a slider and a pickle. Luckily, she doesn't have to eat those.
Yeah,
And she doesn't have to eat the fries. She has to eat the burger. At least that's what I remember when I watched it.
That's insanity.
20
the
pounds
fries,
of food.
slider, and pickle for? So you can impress them?
If you can finish it. It's more for, looks.
Yeah.
And this is the waiver she had to sign. Even she's surprised at the size of this thing.
Holy shit.
See, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so you don't have to eat the fries. So
I said, I don't think she does. She has 1 hour to eat it. Yeah. Slider fries do not have to be eaten.
$500, huh?
Yep.
but she has to eat the pickle.
Yes.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's just, to me, this is just disgustingly stupid. It's like, why bother?
I find it quite interesting that someone so small can stuff everything in.
You've obviously never seen a Jenna Jameson video then, huh?
No, I'm not a huge fan of Jenna Jameson.
I'd like to point out she's worth over $20 million.
I like Jesse James and Sasha Grey.
Yeah, I'm a big Jesse James fan myself. I'm not usually into blondes, but she's got a great mouth.
Well, the porn version of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just called Pirates. You get Jesse James and Sasha Grey. I mean, they're messing around with a dude, but I get my two favorite porn stars. She's doing a voiceover right now. She's letting us know about the commentary from the Facebook stream that her friends were doing while she's eating.
Let me see, two favorites. Probably my two favorites would be Amber Peach and Casey Starr.
My brother's favorites are, let's see, animated and hentai.
Cool.
She was told it was going to be an 8-pound burger, 5 pounds of meat, and 3 pounds of everything else. That in that cup is hot water to help melt the meat, the vegetables, all that down.
Hey, Kel, let me ask you something.
What?
Kind of fucks up your head a little bit, isn't it? Watching this really hot little Asian broad eat all this food, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know. It's one of those things. It's not really sexy watching a woman eat like a savage, and it kind of just like kills the whole mystique.
No, just focus on the rat.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
I
with
don't know
this
how
one,
you.
on their waiver, it was put down that she's not allowed to like dunk or soak food, and she's not allowed to do messy eating.
I'd give her some props if she can do a 20-pound brisket and a family order of all the fixings of barbecue
I think she did.
and a half gallon of sauce. There's no way. There's no way on the humanly possible earth that she could eat that much food. That's like 80 pounds worth of food.
There's another video later on where she's in the same outfit. Excuse me. And she was eating again.
It's physically impossible. That's all I have to say. To eat a 17-pound brisket with a large order of every side. You can't skip anything, and you can't get up from the table to go to the bathroom halfway through. That means you get a pound of mashed potatoes and gravy, a pound of coleslaw, a pound of macaroni and cheese, a pound of potato, of fucking of beans, big side orders, plus the brisket, plus half a gallon of barbecue sauce. All of that has to be eaten. It's just
starting to get food come a face.
So, who's playing with the plastic?
Do what?
Me, I'm having a Twizzler.
That's a Twizzler?
Yeah, we're taking it out.
Clam packaging.
No, we're taking it out of the plastic.
And Rich, you should know what porn is at your age.
Seriously. Lucky bastard. When I was his age, we had like Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In Theater on Showtime.
Yeah.
Where you had to look at the fucking squiggly lines on the set because it was scrambled.
Yeah, you had that if you were lucky. You had to.
Is that a boob? I think it might be a boob.
If you were lucky, like I was, we had one of those cable boxes, and I remember everyone knew that there was a secret code you could actually type in to get the Playboy channel.
She has 5 minutes left and still so much bun. I do believe she's actually defeated by this.
You think?
The bun did her in.
Yep.
Oh, $50 out the out the window there.
All right.
Well, good on her showing when she actually didn't finish. You know?
Well, the first two I showed, she didn't finish.
I mean, this just makes me want to just like blow up California.
All right, here's 10 pounds of brisket.
Yeah, that's 10 pounds of brisket. That's not a full barbecue meal.
Oh, there's one where she does a barbecue meat, full barbecue meal.
And that's Korean brisket. That don't count. Because see, you gotta do the mac and cheese. You gotta do the fucking coleslaw. You gotta do the potatoes with gravy. You gotta do every bit of that. And you have to finish all the fucking barbecue sauce.
The owner of the place just said normally a person eats only about 3 pounds of the 10 pounds of brisket.
And that's cooked all wrong.
Remember, it's Korean.
I don't care. We liberated them. They don't get to have their culture. And she's trying to do this in a strapless top.
And she does it in a strapless top.
This is a recipe for wardrobe malfunction.
It doesn't happen.
Shit.
Oh, see, that's 10 pounds pre-cooked weight. That doesn't count. You're going to lose a pound of that when you cook it.
They should make her do a tartare. Probably get trichinosis, 10 pounds of beef tartare.
Not so much with beef. Pork, yeah. Chicken, yeah. Beef, not so much. It's one of the few meats you can either eat raw or cooked. As long as it's prepared, stored, and cut properly, meaning, you know, not intermixing different types of meat while cutting, you're good. Baby brother, stop fapping.
I'm not.
Liar. It's Asian boobies.
Yeah.
That aren't fake.
Yep.
Well, they might be fake.
No, I'm pretty sure they're not.
I don't know. Asians never did it for me.
Well, I think she's actually American Chinese, meaning one of the parents is American, not just, you know, Chinese American.
Right, I got you. So you mean one of her parents is Caucasian?
Well, yeah.
Gotcha.
How much time does she have to eat this shit?
I don't think they actually had a time limit.
I always like Middle Eastern women myself. Arabs, Persians, Indians.
I don't think they've had anyone ever beat this to really give it a time limit.
Well, she should have to eat all the kimchi around it too, and the steamed broccoli.
No, her goal is the meat.
See, to me, that's just not really the challenge. Then it's that's not the whole meal, you know.
No, those are just dipping stuffs and to mix it with.
That's kimchi around it. No, that should have to be eaten. The broccoli should have to be eaten. The dipping stuff is in front.
Most of her time spent is cooking. Personally, I would have sat there and just ate the fucking raw meat. "16 minutes in." She said she's just blowing through this meat. She's just never waited out, so she guess. I guess this is my chance to find out.
Gotta put these sunflower seeds away. I switched gears from the sugary shit. That's why I stopped watching these competitive eating videos. They make me hungry.
Oh God, they make me hungry too.
Yeah, they're doing the opposite for me.
Okay, this one isn't as fun as some of the others. £7 pounds of brisket, and it's cooked.
Again, if you're just eating the main course, you're not having a meal.
All right. I'll find one where she has to eat every fucking thing, okay?
I'm just saying, that's fucking one of the reasons I hate California.
All right, here's this cheese steak challenge, and I do believe with this one she has to eat everything, including the fries.
El Gigante cheese steak. Is it in Philadelphia? Oh, fuck no. It's in California. 4 pounds in 20 minutes. That's 5 minutes per pound.
And Scooby, they use your favorite cheese, Cheese Whiz.
Philly cheesesteak?
Yep.
There you go. That's how you make it properly.
Nah, provolone cheese. Fuck that Cheese Whiz shit.
Nah, in Philly they make it with Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, you're thinking of a New York cheesesteak.
Not according to my ex-fiance, who drove over to Philly all the time to get a cheesesteak, and he always got it with provolone.
Yeah, I'm saying Philly authentic is cheese whiz and steakum. New York style is sliced steak and provolone or mozzarella or Swiss, depending.
Scooby, we had this discussion. I sent you the Wikipedia that gives you everything. It started out with American cheese or provolone, and then later in the 70s, the cheese was added.
Okay, and I'm saying to you, in Philly, that's the standard style is steakums and cheese whiz. In New York, they tend to use either provolone or mozzarella. I'm just saying, if you got one here, you'd usually get it with mozzarella or provolone, depending.
It'd have to be provolone because I can't stand mozzarella on steak.
Yeah, I had it last week with mozzarella. I didn't particularly care for it. I had it actually. That's why I had for dinner tonight was a steak sandwich with Swiss. Delicious. I like her hair like that.
She keeps her hair like that most of the time, but if she puts up her hair, you know she's getting ready to eat.
Yeah.
And depending on what she's eating, she'll take off her earrings.
Ah.
This is her first cheesesteak challenge, and I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, out of all the competitive eaters, this is the first time I think I've ever actually watched one where they were this messy. And the fact that she looks like Chinese Barbie makes it even funnier.
And this is the messy eating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing I hate about the messy eating is the fact that, you know, while she says everything tasted good, there is no possible way she ever got a real good taste of the food before doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could get an idea of what it tastes like, but you wouldn't get the actual real taste of it with it all like that, especially pouring your drink over it. There's a ton of people recording her doing this. Now, watching these videos, I have considered trying this because I can actually put away quite a bit if I wanted to. But the thing is afterwards I would not want to do what she does, which is she goes for a 10-mile walk or 10-mile run. Once she's gone to, you know, gotten home and everything like that. So no, I couldn't because I'd be in food coma. On one of the videos, she said she got done eating, and on her way home, she had to pull over on the interstate on the side and take a nap because she was so tired with food coma.
I couldn't imagine. Like eating like that.
She actually had a cop come over and, you know, ask, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I just had to pull over and rest because I'm a competitive eater, and I just did a challenge of such and such amount of food, and now I'm in food coma, and I had to pull over and rest.
Must be just something with Asian people. I'm
Finished
watching
it.
this.
Finished in 3 minutes 30 seconds.
I couldn't watch her eat like that, so I flipped on to that guy I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
And every meal he's eating is like that. Like while he's talking about going to this competitive eating thing, and he's going to all these different places because he's in Singapore, and they have huge portions of food, the Chinese, and he's going to all these different Chinese markets, and he's just getting these dishes like what she just ate, and he's eating them while he's talking to the camera, and he's just wolfing it down like it's nothing.
Let's see, another one where she has to eat everything. What was that better for you, Nana, where she had to eat everything?
Yeah, it's still it's not really interesting to me at all, but you know.
Oh, here's the one I love the most. This is the one where she out eats three men.
Oh wow, the Sox knocked out the Astros to go to the World Series.
She's in Las Vegas. She is at Truffles and Bacon in Las Vegas for the Belly of the Beast Burger. But 4 people are attacking this one burger, and she out eats 3 grown men. This is the video that made me like fall in love with her as a competitive eater, is that she can out eat 3 grown men. You actually have to order this 24 to 72 hours in advance so that they can make the bread.
Okay, this is disgusting.
Now, Raina hates bacon, and she has to eat these pork bellies.
No, what's disgusting is those fucking flaming hot Cheetos. Cheetos are disgusting as is. This is why I think we should have just committed genocide all throughout Asia.
No.
No, my brother wouldn't have anything to fap to then.
Oh, tough shit.
Oh, and there's either 4 or 5 eggs on top. 4.
I'm just rolling my eyes looking at this going. This is pointless.
Yep, 72 hours advance notice.
I hope this is the last one of these movies. It's really boring.
It'll be the last one for this week.
Last one ever, I hope.
Yeah, that face pretty much killed it for me.
Oh, did you cream in your pants?
No, the face was cringy.
Let's see.
It's the Cheetos, man. That's just disgusting. Cheetos belong with Cheetos. And they belong in the store on the shelf, never to be purchased and to be thrown away when they expire.
What is Burnside doing anyway?
Working.
Buying 40 shovels.
Did you message him telling him here's a video on how to make an AK-47 out of a shovel?
No, I haven't sent her the video yet because I haven't found the one I used to use.
Please read, warning, gross eating ahead.
And the fattest one of the fuckers starts off with the garnish.
Yeah.
Don't get worried, guys. I'll take care of the garnish for you.
Yeah, he's taking one for the team. The guy is saying that the Cheetos are so soft.
I hate saying it, but I'm looking at this. God forgive me. This Multevam sitting next to her with that sarcastic comment loading shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean the one that was eating the garnish for the team?
Yeah. I'm looking at Homeboy and I'm thinking to myself, you know what's sad? You can tell, aside from the fact that he's got bigger tits than her, but
not by much, but yeah.
Yeah, you can tell what a savage this guy is just because of the fact. You notice he hasn't looked at her once. The rest of them like all keep glancing over at her because she is beautiful. This fucking guy,
he just glanced at her.
No, he didn't glance at it. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to eat his own finger. Seriously.
And she keeps taking all the pork bellies.
Well, pork belly really isn't bacon at that point because it never gets crispy.
Well, I was just saying, she has stated several times in different videos that she hates bacon.
Yeah, but pork bellies aren't really.
Now, this guy over here in the white T-shirt is constantly making sure he's not going to have Raina bite his hand off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the reason he keeps looking over at her is, like it's more fear. This guy's afraid he's gonna lose his ring finger.
The hardest part for me is the Cheetos. It loses texture when it's cooked. Didn't like the flavor.
I'm gonna tell you this: that the fucking Cheetos would have made me not order it.
And this is gonna sound weird, but I swear to God, the guy with the backwards hat, I think I know him. Like, I think he's from New York.
I do believe he is.
Where did you see him, on a post office wall?
No, I think I know him. I'm looking at him like I know this fucking guy. Like, he looks really familiar to me.
Well, he's a member of the team called Reckless Eating. So Google Team Reckless Eating and see who's in it.
Then she just says fuck it at this point and is like grazing on it like a fucking cow.
Yeah, I know. I switched what I was watching. I can't look at that.
You know,
Those udders, though.
Tara's brother's all like, "Come on, booby, pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out, booby," because it's trying.
You know, watching this, it's not obviously, it's no comparison, but maybe it is. Like, you know, it's kind of like when you watch gonzo porn. It's not really enjoyable when it gets to that extreme. Watching these people eat, like, literally eat like animals, it's, ugh.
Oh man, don't give animals a bad name. I've seen a pack of wolves eat an eater.
Yeah.
I mean, if her boob does pop out, we're gonna hear Tara's brother fucking orgasm.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell him that on her Twitter she constantly posts lingerie pics.
Do they have like mustard and ketchup and food fucking residue down the front of them?
No, they don't.
Just don't. Does she sell her used panties on Twitter?
Nope.
Thank God for that. I can't stand people into that weird shit.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, it is.
No, I had a guy I was friends with, and he had a thing for like trying to get broads use nylons because he had a thing for feet. I guess whatever.
Yeah. It's. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Me personally, it's just if I have the option, I'd rather just nail the girl. What the hell do I want her underwear for?
Yeah.
I think it's.
All right. I have the Wikipedia for reckless eating.
Okay, that's just telling you that Wikipedia has gone too far. They don't need fucking a Wikipedia page on that shit.
The first person is Matt Zion, which I think is the guy with backwards hat.
Real quick, let's compare him to the New York City criminal database and see if we can match mugshot backwards hat boy.
Matt. I gotta look later on Facebook to see. I might actually know this guy from the neighborhood.
Reckless Eating is the show where Matt Zion, Chris Reckless, and a number of women such as Sean, Havoc, Old Man Tom, a few others, try various foods and drinks and give their opinion on them, and they try to make us laugh.
Nigga, she's still eating like that. Oh yeah, I want to ask, what happened to Sir Wolfie?
He had to go.
Maron. Yeah,
Matt Zion is the guy with the backwards hat.
Yeah, if she took her rings off, she could go even faster. She wouldn't have to worry about ripping a lip or chipping a tooth.
You know, seeing some of her later videos, she's getting a little pudgy.
Well, some of them are actually. She actually doesn't really get all that pudgy because I watched some most recent videos and she's not that pudgy. She still goes to the gym and runs and everything like that.
That's just, I can't believe she's still eating.
Unless the timer runs out, if there's a time limit, she won't stop eating. But she has learned with noodles and stuff, if there's to have extra bowls so that she can put some broth into it to cool down, or put some noodles into it so that they don't keep absorbing liquids, so that she can eat them easier. Because they don't care if you eat them in the broth or outside of the broth as long as you eat them.
Okay, I think I know where I know this guy from now with the hat. I think he used to come to Gilgo when they would have the pig roast.
Three 12-ounce Sprites later.
Some of the ones she does, she'll time herself just to see how long it takes her to eat it, but there's no time limit on the next week I'll do videos of her in Spain. I'll find the Spain videos.
Do you want to see something really cool? Whenever she's done, I guess, stuffing her face.
I'm just waiting to see if she licks the fucking plate.
Well, if she doesn't, you know that guy's going to dive across the table and do it himself.
I can tell you she does not lick the plate. The guy with the yes shirt says it's making me ill. But it's fucking amazing.
Deep down, the guy in the yes shirt is saying no.
Yeah.
Well, Raina just fought back throwing up.
That's just nasty, and she's still shoveling it down.
She's starting to get her food coma face. He's having a hard time eating that one piece. She finished around 32 minutes.
All right. 32 minutes to eat like a savage surrounded by fat men. That's good for her.
Well, 2 of them are skinny, 1 of them's fat.
Yeah. I'm talking about their actions, and that guy isn't fat. He's fucking enormous.
Baby brother, Richard, did you see? What he said to you?
What,
He
that
says-
art guy?
Yeah, he says, at an American Celt, then you, sir, are not a man of culture. Real big breasts are the highest quality breasts.
Yeah, I saw what he said. No point in trying to convince him how wrong he is. Bigger isn't always everything.
No, not always. Oh, ow. I'm in so much pain right now. My back hurts.
All right, so I want to show you all something, and no, I'm not going to make you watch these two Chinese guys eat like fucking animals. But what I did want to show you actually is this is very rare that I can find stuff like this. This is actually footage of a little bit west of from where I live. This is over in Flushing. This is Chinatown. We have a bunch of Chinatowns over by me. The guy who with the purple umbrella, that's the host of the channel. But this isn't China. This is actually New York, what you're looking at right now. And the food is phenomenal. Like, that's why I got nasty with those people in D.C. when they were sitting there trying to tell me, oh, you got to go to diverse places and you got to buy from diverse people. Like, motherfucker, do you know where I live?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And, my thing is since the moment I got into DC, I was using the public transit. I went to a local fresh market to buy my vegetables, and I would have bought at the butcher shop, but there was a line going out the fucking door.
And see, just so you guys can see, no, it's not gigantic skyscrapers everywhere. You've got a few, maybe the big apartment buildings, but you can see it's moderate. It's not like Manhattan. I live in a house. I don't live in a building. It's actually a lot more tame than people think. Like, you go a few blocks away from where they are, and there's houses. It's like suburban over there. It only got skyscrapers in Brooklyn in the past 10 years or so because Jay-Z got into that housing project boom that they were doing over there. So Brooklyn is now a cesspool. It sucks. They got tall buildings there. They got that new stadium. It's like a miniature version of Manhattan. No one likes it. But you see out by Queens, it's still, it's nice. It's normal. There's houses still. It's I don't know. I just figured I wanted to show this to you because you and her probably you had a fight and you're just gonna stay at Yance for a few days. You guys are still gonna patch it up and come up here, right?
Yeah. No, I'm going back over there tomorrow. I told her I had to have a night away, or else I was going to blow up again, and it was going to be worse than earlier.
Yeah, this is what it would. This is literally what it's going to look like if you guys came up to visit me. It's not going to look like Manhattan.
I already told her that once we got to New York to go around in town, because we'll be renting a car. I told her it would be best if you drove.
Yeah.
Because you know the way around. She's like, does he have a license? I said, yeah, he's pretty much the only one in the house that has a license.
Oh, no. Like, my mother does. She's just 1,000 years old. I actually went out for my CDL. My license is clean as can be. I don't even have parking tickets. But this is basically what it would look like if you guys came out to visit. I actually like it. I'm sure Nano's probably twitching watching this, but this is the type of neighborhood I'm used to. This is the reason when we were in DC, I was having so much fun because, I'm used to this sort of a neighborhood. I like it,
Yeah. Oh God, I loved DC. It was great. The only thing I didn't like was all the fucked up driving.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the way the streets
baby
are
brother,
set up.
What was it, Scooby? Like 6 times we almost had a car hit us?
Yeah. Well, it's because, to be fair, it was the onus was on us too, because we didn't know where the hell to cross.
Yeah, there were areas where there were not actual marked crossing areas. It was just like a path across the street.
Wow.
You see all the shit you can order?
Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'll pass on the barbecued cockroaches.
Yeah. Oh, so you did notice what those were?
They look like cicadas to me.
No,
Yeah.
those are giant Vietnamese roaches.
Yeah. You can get that there. You can get anything you want once you cross over into the boroughs. They did a thing a few years ago because they were losing so much money. So it was all under the table. But Long Island, like Nassau and Suffolk, their health codes, they changed all the laws. Nassau not as much now because Nassau actually has the largest Korean neighborhood outside of Korea. Koreatown extends all the way into Great Neck. Like where they are right now in Flushing, the locals actually changed the name. The Chinese folks that live there now call it Falashang. That actually, where you're looking at, if you remember from the TV show The Nanny, Fran Drescher, that's her neighborhood.
But she was from Flushing.
Yeah, that's Flushing, Queens, what you're looking at.
Oh, okay. You
That's
said
what I'm trying to
Flushing. I'm like, but she was from Flushing.
No, the locals, the Chinese people who live there now call it Falashang instead of Flushing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's bubble tea. It's supposed to be the bomb. I am cheap as fuck. I'm not going to shell out $7 just to try the shit.
I will.
Okay. Now, this is the thing. You notice they're going into these places. They look like they got antiques and all this stuff. You'll find some of the best places to eat in the basement of these joints. Like there'll be restaurants downstairs, like that. What you're looking at, that's all the food in the restaurant downstairs, underneath that white place that they're in.
So
You go down.
Scooby, once we're off air, if Peaches is awake and Mom's awake, I'd like to ask them and make sure that me, Katrina, my roommate, and her kid can actually stay with you. You say so, but I want to make sure that they're cool with it too.
Oh yeah. Well, what time is it now?
It's 12:14.
Oh yeah, nah, they ain't awake. I can ask them tomorrow. We could do a little power. That's fine.
Yeah, it's just I told the roommate Scooby says it's okay, but I want to make sure with Peaches and Estelle that it's okay with them too.
Estelle, she says. That's funny.
I could call her I just could straight up call her Sophia.
Whatever you feel more comfortable calling her. I don't
so Estelle Getty, I'm not sure if she was actually Italian, but or Sicilian, but they're Sophia Petrollo. Come on.
Yeah, Estelle Getty. Getty, I think, is a Jewish name, so I think she was either a German or she might have been a German Jew. Who knows? That's an old-fashioned name, Estelle. I couldn't even tell you what that was. Yeah, but check this out. This is like I said. This is actually a food court downstairs in the mall. I'll be honest. Like a lot of these places, I've been in them and I've been to them. They don't exactly like Wilos there, and especially when you're a big guy like me, I tend to make the locals very nervous.
Yeah, because you stand over them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they turn around and all they see is this giant blue-eyed barbarian walking around down there by them. Like, you got to realize these two guys right here. I think Mikey Chen tops off at about 5'4", so I'm literally 10 inches taller than this guy. So, yeah, it's like some Jolly Green Giant shit when I'm down in the neighborhood.
Go in this place and check it out because one reason why I want to go to New York and I'm fine with going in January because I'm going to see if I can get my roommate, depending on her taxes, if we can do it for my birthday.
Yeah.
So that, we're up there on my birthday.
So where are you going to New York?
Because I want to play in snow and I've never been to New York.
And I'll give them a free
it
tour.
didn't stick to the ground.
Plus, it'll actually, this will incentivize to get Burnside to come out to New York. Plus, he's over there in Chi-Town, and it gets, glacial in the winter, so it's more of an excuse for him to come. And,
it gets so sick.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know how the hell he can live out there. God bless him. Not me, personally.
From what I understand, it gets, the winters there get actually worse than New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my nephew was out there, and I had to tell him on the phone, I'm like, Joey, come home, man, because It was a few years ago when people were freezing to death, when they had that really bad frost going on over there, where it was getting like 50 below and people like freezing to death and shit. A few people frozen their cars. I told him, I'm like, come the fuck home, man. Oh, well, I got a job and this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, you just finished telling me like 6 people died in your part of the neighborhood last night because of the frost. Get the fuck out of town.
Meanwhile, Christmas Day, 90 degrees here.
That's insanity. I couldn't imagine. Like, the past couple of years, like I'd say the past 10 years, we had a few winters where it actually, we had national emergency where shit got so bad, New York actually closed down. Like, we couldn't get the trains to go because there was too much snow on the tracks. We couldn't get the roads to clear. There was literally too much snow. So we were just throwing it on barges and shit and throwing it out into the bay. Like, we were doing everything we could to get rid of the snow. It's kind of cool. You go down to the bay, and it was like there was just this mountain where the bay used to be because all the bulldozers was pushing the snow out into the bay. And I kept saying the same thing. Isn't that going to really fuck up the bay, come to thaw, all that desalinized water? But whatever. Seemed to be all right. All right, I'm enough with the bodybuilder and his pretty friend. You guys get the idea, though.
Yeah. To all the people listening, I am currently putting the links to Raina Wong's YouTube and Twitter into the description so that you can go, like, subscribe, enjoy her content, because she also does some cooking shows. She shows how she makes orange chicken, which is completely different than the way I make orange chicken. I happen to enjoy having actual orange rind in my orange chicken instead of just orange juice flavor. It gives it a more sharp taste. Raina is also on Instagram. I'm just making sure, I don't get a content strike because I didn't, mark her down. I follow her there as well. And baby brother,
Yeah.
go on Twitter. And I'm about to post the link in the description for her Twitter, and you want to look at her cover photo.
Am I still presenting?
Yes.
No?
Not really. I don't see it.
You're still. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, baby brother. I have posted her Twitter. Go and look at the cover photo. I know you went and made it. It's in the description of our show right now.
Night Crow?
Huh?
Night Crow?
No. It's at the top below the GoFundMe link. You're going to have to refresh the page. Rich says, me never seen snow, but me think we'll fall asleep. Me black man, me no like cold.
I don't see it.
Oh my God.
Well, considering most of New York is black, I think that you do just fine.
Baby brother, you have got to get a goddamn mouse for that computer.
It's actually kind of good, though, that Rich is black. I could take him up to Harlem, that means. Seriously, because... No. I go up there all the time, but, like, I wear the Puerto Rican necklace because I got the last name, so I can pass for Spanish. But that'll be good because I'll have an excuse now to, like, go up to that chicken joint that I always went into because, they were constantly going to me, oh, you're the only Puerto Rican guy I know likes to come in here for chicken. Yeah, all right. I didn't know that this was, that Puerto Rican people didn't come in here for chicken. Who knew?
Dude, you're taking me there anyway.
I know that.
But I'd rather go to Little Jamaica.
What, in Brooklyn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I try to.
Okay. Yes, I want to see Times Square. We can drive through it. I'm not all that interested in stopping and getting photos of it.
I got no desire to go to Times Square, and you can't drive through it anymore. Bloomberg got rid of that.
Oh, really? You can't drive through Times Square? Then why the fuck are there roads?
Oh, they filled the roads in, put down cobblestone, and now there are little wire tables with the wire chairs. It's like Paris.
Oh, fuck that.
I know. I was in Manhattan a few years ago, and I see this cop, and I go like this to him. I'm like, "Excuse me, where's Times Square?" He goes, "Right here." I go, "No, where's Times Square?" He goes, "Huh?" I said, "Look, I've lived here my entire life. What the hell happened to Times Square?" He goes, "Oh, Iron Mike." What do you mean? He's like, "Oh, this is his new policy. He wanted it to look more like Paris." I go, "You put me on."
Oh, so he wants truck of peace attacks?
Yeah. Well, when was I talking to this cop? This had to be maybe 12 years ago. I was talking to this cop about it. He had just done it. It's still like that, though. If you go into Times Square, let me ask you, Nana, when was the last time you were in Times Square?
Never.
All right. I thought you'd been to New York before. That's why I was asking.
My wife's been to New York, not me.
Okay.
That sounds about around the time that when I worked for the telemarketing firm, the political telemarketing firm, we were trying to get voters to vote for Bloomberg.
Yeah. So what?
And of course, I got chewed out constantly by people like you. I probably ended up calling your house.
You probably did.
Asking you, who you were going to vote for. And either I got hung up on, put on hold, no one ever answered, or if they did answer, I got chewed out for it.
Yeah, you telemarketing, and if you ever see like a 631, a 516, a 212, or a 718, just go to the next call. Just seriously, don't talk to us. We're not friendly people normally, especially to out-of-staters.
It was more or less cold calling. I mean,
Yeah.
We just had a computer that it would do the calls for us. So
yeah, but I'm saying in the particular file in front of you, there's usually a dump button. Just click the dump. The future reference, if you ever do it again.
No, we weren't allowed.
Oh, that sucks.
No, you actually had to say the words, take me off the list. So if a telemarketer calls you, or a collections agent calls you, you say specifically, take me off the list. They have to take you off their calling list.
Yeah, no, I know all that. Like, I actually was getting in trouble because they had me at the collection agency, and I was working the later shift, so I was calling up until I think you could call till 9 o'clock at night, but they had us there till like 11, 12 o'clock at night because they had us calling into different parts of the country.
Yeah, you were calling to Alaska.
Right, and so they had us calling, like at one point, we were calling into the Southwest, and I got in trouble for this because I started laughing because, you're calling up and, you get all these Tejanos and they're answering the phone like, no, he's not here, man. You have to call back at another time. He is out of the sisters. And everyone sounded like Speedy Gonzales. So I started laughing like that. Everyone sounded like Speedy Gonzales that's answering the phone. And I got in a lot of trouble for that. And it was the same thing. Like they had us again. They started routing some of the calls into here, and we started calling into like the Trini community. Like they had us calling a lot into Brooklyn, and there's a large Haitian community and oh my God, like we would get some of these. I mean, straight up like Bumbaras, like Rastas right off of the island, and you call up and. No, my wife's not here right now, man. She's at the hospital working in the next shift. She'll be back in the morning, and you got all these guys answering, and you get some of them, you can understand them.
And but I mean, can't.
Holy shit. Like, I actually, that was the thing I got in trouble, though, because the island people would pick up. And, I'd start talking to them, and they'd hear my accent. oh, you're in New York. Yeah. I'm like, oh, where at? And I tell, oh, well, I'm over here. And, I got in trouble. Like a supervisor pulled me. And he's like, I understand that. Like I have it on the good authority that you've been meeting up with clients after work. I went out and shooting pool with these Jamaican guys.
Elections and telemarketing, you're not supposed to give away where you're from or where you're calling from.
Yeah, that was when I wound up walking out of that place. I couldn't stand it because they found out I went out and I was shooting pool with those Jamaicans.
What I used to do is, because we would get calls and, every time in my head I had to remind myself, it's pronounced Jesus. It's pronounced Jesus. Because every time I would see the name Jesus, I would want to say, is Jesus there? Yeah. So I'd be like, hi, this is Tara. I'm with ADG Technologies or some shit like that. Can I please speak with Jesus Ramirez, for example? Mm-hmm. And all I would hear is Spanish gibberish. Yeah. And, I'd ask again, may I please speak with Jesus Ramirez? More Spanish gibberish. And I go, habla inglés. And they're like, no. Muchas gracias. Adios. And I'd hang up and I'd set it up for it to go to the Spanish line. We weren't allowed to do that. So I flat out looked at them and I said, if I can't understand them and they can't understand me, I want to make sure if there's anyone around that can speak English, because I had done that before and they put like a 12-year-old on that spoke English. Yeah. And she was translating in between. I was like, do you want the calls completed or not? They're like, well, yeah, okay then. It's legal for them, no matter the age of the translator, to use a translator to speak to us. I was like, that's completely legal, as long as the person knows how to translate from English to Spanish. And it was mostly the people in your area, Scoob, that would chew me out about Bloomberg. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, I could hear, some of the people in the background with the translators cussing and cursing and raising hell in Spanish about Bloomberg. Yeah. And then, the translator, my favorite was the 12-year-old girl. She's like, my grandmother isn't sure if she's going to vote for Mr. Bloomberg again. I was like, sweetie, I know what half those words she's saying are. I was like, I dated a white guy that was raised by a Mexican.
Ain't nothing nice.
I was like, sweetie, I know what's being said. And I'm kind of giggling, but trying to work at the same time. And I get this note slid over my keyboard saying, come speak to so-and-so when the call is finished. And I was like, fuck. Okay. So I finished the call, call completed 100%. And, because I couldn't ask the little girl to make an assumption because she wasn't old enough. And so she finally got her grandmother to calm down and give the answers, because, I'm like, the longer she cusses and curses, the longer this is going to take. This is like a 3-page questionnaire. So the grandmother finally completed it, and I logged out of my computer. I went to go speak to my my boss, not my floor soups, but my boss. And I go into her office, and she's like, so I understand that you know enough Spanish to find out if someone can speak English. I'm like, yeah, I took basic Spanish in high school, although it was Brazilian and not Mexican, Cuban, or Haitian.
Brazilians don't speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese. Just after that.
Well, he was down in Mexico, Brazil area, my teacher, so it drove me insane because I'm having to get my friend who was Puerto Rican to teach me Spanish that I would actually need in the state of Florida. She's like, he's teaching you the wrong words, and most of these are not even actual Spanish words. Anyway, and she's like, well, you can't ask them, do you speak English? That call had a, young child on there. I said, legally, they can have anyone that can translate English to Spanish and Spanish to English translate for them. I was like, I've already looked this stuff up because we deal with this all the time. You can't get onto me for that. She's like, well, you can't be sitting there, asking them in Spanish if they speak English. Do you want it to go to the right person, or do you want us to keep calling them all the time and them getting frustrated? Well, okay then. I shall continue doing it. And I walked out of her office.
Yeah, I remember when I was working at this place, they were real bastards to me. Oh, God. I was... they had a problem with it, like, it's the same thing, like, I was referring them to, like, the ones who spoke Spanish, and they were saying, you have to try to get it anyway, and I said, but they don't speak English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I was supposed to just put it as a callback. I'm like, they're like, just, say, thank you for your time in English. And I'm like, no. For all they know, I'm just doing a poll of how many people in their area speak Spanish.
Well, I started actually, this is one of the things I got in trouble for. I started off by leading out that I was INS and we were coming to do a survey. Are you guys all citizens? And all of a sudden they all spoke perfect English. I said, oh, your English is good. Yeah, I'm a citizen. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay, good. Because I'm actually so-and-so from the collection agency. Shit is right. You should have thought of that before you switched back to English, pal. Well, you said you were INS. I said, yeah. Well, maybe next time, you'll just keep talking Spanish, and you can gamble. Maybe it might actually be an INS officer. Then, there's your toss-up. You can either pay your bills and not have to worry about this, or you have to do some cloak and dagger shit every time you answer your phone. Got the guy to pay. Yeah, but that's like, and I got in trouble for that because the guy who heard me doing it that was monitoring it was Spanish. And he brought me in, and the boss looks at me. He's like, INS? I said, yeah. He's like, and it works? I said, like a charm. They start speaking English. He said, He said, look, I can't I can't on the record tell you good job with that. He's like, but good job. He's like, that was smart thinking. Said, okay, cool. I go out. He's like, the Spanish guy who reported me. He's like, so how bad was it chewing out? I said, oh, good. I got a promotion. I wound up leaving anyway, though. That place was... I'm sorry. I'm not going to go and... I had a thing about collecting money. People were down on their luck and they're having hard times. And I felt like a ghoul. Like,
Yeah.
I could be going around the neighborhood doing shit like that with a billy club. I don't need to use a phone.
I had a job interview with a place for life insurance. And what they wanted you to do is try and get people to buy life insurance, but you had to start with your family to buy their life insurance. And, at the end of the quote-unquote orientation, we were asked questions. Do you have any questions? And I said, yeah, I have one. And he's like, okay, what is it? I was like, so let me get this straight. You want me to convince my grandmother to give up her entire life savings to your craptastic life insurance policy that she's going to get very little money back from? You want me to convince my grandmother to sell her soul to Satan? He just looks at me. He's like, well, that's not exactly... I said, no, that's exactly what you're telling me. I said, my grandmother, as far as I know, has a life insurance policy through Nationwide Insurance. Because my aunt and my mom worked there. I was like, so, she's going through a reputable company, a company that has been around for decades, and you guys are just pretty much starting out, but you want me to go door to door and convince people to buy your shit-tastic life insurance. I was like, no, I am not convincing my elderly grandmother who has early onset dementia, because at this point we found out that she had early onset dementia. to buy your life insurance. And I looked at everyone else and I said, and if any of you do this, I hope you all burn in hell. And I walked out.
How long before you got the call back?
I'm still waiting. Actually, most of the people walked out with me. I was waiting at the elevator to go downstairs, and all these other people are walking out, and they looked at me and they're like, "You're right." I'm like, we can't convince our family to, you know, put their money into something that they're probably never going to see.
Yeah, they yeah, you don't want to do that for somebody like that anyway. You know, there's certain people you don't want to be around in life because, like, I learned this like from a friend of mine, and my friend never wanted to talk to anybody. And I said to him, I'm like, bro, what is it with you? Why don't you ever want to talk to any of these people? And he said to me, he said, because I know eventually I'm going to have to beat the shit out of this guy because he's going to do something stupid. After I talked to him for a few minutes, I got a beat on him. I know what type of person he is. And so I'd rather just avoid the asshole and not have to deal with the aggravation down the road of having to kick the shit out of him. And, you know, this guy, he was every one of these people, he was right. It was like the type of people that would do shit to you, like, you know, just kick you when you were down. They would steal from you when you're at your lowest. And, yeah, he was right. I thought he was antisocial. He just had a good beat on people. You know? And you just had a good beat on that guy. That's all it was. You know, you knew that he was a phony piece of shit. I don't know. Who the hell could rip off their own mother and their own grandmother? My God. You know? You gotta have no soul to do shit like that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well, you're a good person.
Buy insurance from fly-by-night insurance companies.
Well, it was one of those job things that, because, you know, everyone knows I'm on food stamps, that the food stamp company or the food stamp office out here, they have this thing where you have to, you know, find work in order to keep your food stamps. But the truth is what they do is they reduce your food stamps once you have a job, depending on your pay and the hours you make. And I went in there that same day, and I flat out told them, I was like, you need to take this company off of your listing. And the woman at the desk looks at me and she goes, can I ask why? I was like, because they want us to pretty much convince people to shell out their life savings to an insurance company that probably won't be around 6 months after they get the quote unquote insurance policy. Like, it's a scam. And I refuse to have my, the taxes that my family at least pays for me to be able to eat to go towards, endorsing this. And sure enough, they took it off of the listing.
Oh, good, you did a good thing. You all right?
Yeah.
He probably had a cat land on his crotch.
Oh. Yeah, it's always a bit of a distraction getting a lap full of pussy.
Yeah. Especially when both of them are male.
I didn't know you were in Singapore, Kelt.
No.
That is a big thing over there, those lady boys.
All right, it's almost 12:45. At least my time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Florida time. What is it down there?
Oh, fuck you.
Depends on what part of the state you are in.
I'm in North Central. I'm on Eastern time. I'm not up in the Panhandle where it's still, filled with alligators and snapping turtles.
It's just full of meth heads.
Not my town. No, we have crackheads.
Ah.
Crackheads and lots of homeless. All right, so again, those that will be watching, we did a viewing of about 5 to 6 videos of Raina Wong. She's a competitive eater. Her YouTube and Twitter links are in the description below, underneath the GoFundMe. As for the GoFundMe, if it's my friend Ben, personal friend, real life friend, known him for years. He was injured in a motorcycle accident, broke his arm in 12 places. I think he fractured like 7 ribs, and broke his pelvis in several places. So he has pins and rods in his pelvis. So, he needs help with medical bills. His settlement only covers his current bills. So if you could donate, that would be fucking amazing. And if not, please at least share the GoFundMe link. Click on it and then copy and paste. So Scooby, let me see who's in the list first. Baby brother.
Yeah.
You got anything to show?
No.
Nana?
No, nothing to show.
Scooby.
I actually got something.
Wow.
Yeah, if you look, I threw it up in my server earlier today. These crazy people are going to be having a thing over in Brooklyn on Saturday where they're going to be having a thing. All these witches are coming from all over the East Coast to Brooklyn to have a group session to put a hex on Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So I'm trying to get the equipment to get down there and film this crazy shit. So that's what I got cooking right now.
So when's it supposed to happen?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you can borrow that GoPro again.
I doubt it.
Hey, what's that Harry Potter spell that causes someone's spell to backfire?
I'm sorry?
Like, there was I think it was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, where Ron tried to cast an Eat Slug spell on. Oh wait, no, it's because his wand
was broken. It had a crack down the middle of it, and he used tape to fix it.
Yeah, and that caused everything to backfire. That was Chamber of Secrets.
I'm gonna say this: magic isn't real. Witchcraft, wizards are fiction, and these people are fucking morons.
I know. I'm not wearing any of my MAGA shit, though. I'm not crazy. I'm going to be in Brooklyn. That's the belly of the beast. You know?
Oh, damn. Too bad it's not happening in January. I'd go there just to intermingle with the pagans, not to help curse somebody. I'm not putting my energy into that. Pagan rules. Rule number 1, whatever you put out comes back to you times 3. Fuck that shit.
And besides, when you come up to New York anyway, you're going to wind up hanging out with all the Republicans. So.
I already hang out with Republicans. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's my whole point. I mean, but up here, like, our flavor of Democrats are crazy. You know, this is where you have, like, the blue hairs running around topless, screaming, people beating them with their placards and shit, screaming that, how dare you, you're violent. Meanwhile, this poor guy's bloody and as fuck, and he's trying to get away from this broad. But
oh, cool. Yeah. I can video all that and post it on YouTube.
There you go. So you driving a stake through this stream or what?
Yep. All right, everybody, have a good night. Please go to the description and click the links. And we are going off air in 5, 4.